Hi guys, it's Ariel here from Fix My Books, and today we are going to be joined by a very special guest, my husband Jason.
G'day.
So, my husband is actually part of the company. He co-founded the company with me, and he does a lot of the behind the scenes sort of thing with Fix My Books. So, a lot of the video topics, he's actually the one who says, you should do a video on this, you should do a video on that. So, there's a lot of his input in the YouTube channel and just in the business in general that you guys don't really see or like hear much about, but I thought it would be great to bring him today and we can do this video together since Jace has been running companies for way longer than me. So Jace, maybe you can just share a bit of your background in terms of business, so they kind of know that we know what we're talking about.
Okay, so about 10 years ago, or 15 years ago now, I was working for a bank in small business and commercial lending. And then I think it was about 10 years ago or something, 12 years ago, I moved into working as a manager in international licensing. And then eventually we changed countries a couple of times, and eventually we moved to Canada and I started my own business, and I've also helped start this business. And yeah, we've been going on since then, and it's been a journey and a lot of sleepless nights.
Yeah, so we just wanted to share this with you guys because we see, especially with a lot of our newer meaning like they are just starting out in terms of their business journey, those type of clients are really confused as to what to expect with running a business. So I wasn't completely clueless when I started my business because Jace was there, to hold my hand through everything. Again, he co-founded the business with me, so I had more of an idea, but definitely a lot of new things with starting a business. So hopefully this video helps someone out there just find their footing in terms of like the business expenses they should expect. And yep, we'll get started. Okay, so obviously there are going to be one-time costs and recurring costs in your business. So one-time costs, obviously it's in the name, you're only going to pay for these one time. So these are number one, obviously registering your business. So whether it's a sole proprietorship or a corporation, there will be a one-time cost to register your business. I think the one we went with was owner, ownr.co, and I will link it down below. I've said this again and again. I'm not I'm not like sponsored by them or anything, but I use them when I started my business, and Jason also used them when he started his business.
Yeah, it's a very good company.
Yeah.
It allows you to register a business, or a very simple business, and get your legal documents set up. So in the next point, articles of incorporation, shareholder agreements, all of that set up within under $1,000. So if you were to go to a lawyer to do this, you'd be looking at
$3,000.
Yeah, between $1,000 to $3,000 quite easily. But you also have to remember that this is set up, or owner, sorry, is set up for a very simple corporation. So it would be usually just a one-person corporation that you're setting up.
Or like, a corporation owned by like a married couple like us, right? Where it's very easy, like the structure's just like 50-50 and then that's it. So if you are going to start a business with, not your spouse, like friends, family, etc., we would really encourage you to think about your shareholder agreements and how things are structured, because you want to make sure that you're protected. And that everything is clear, right?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of businesses in my life where friends have got into business together, and within the space of a couple of months, a lot of things go pear-shaped, and one of them wants out, or all of them want out, and they want the money in the company, and it all becomes a very big drama. So the best thing to do is set things up at the beginning correctly. And yes, it will cost you money. And these sort of things that we're talking about in these one-time startup costs, you just have to eat these. I mean, it's just simply, I'm going to say this again and again, it's the cost of doing business. And you just have to accept that if things don't work out, that's your sunk cost. It's gone. You're not getting your money back.
So the way you should also think about this in like layman's terms is your shareholder agreement is kind of like a prenup. So you're defining things. Should there be like an event of a divorce, right? You have a prenup. Same concept with a corporation. Should we want to dissolve the corporation, you have the shareholder agreements, lining out everything. Who's going to get the kids, etc. That's kind of what a shareholder agreement is.
Yeah. It doesn't need to be much more complex than that to get into. I mean, we could speak for hours on it, but there's not really much point. You'd be bored. The third one is licenses and permits. So this will depend on, what country you're in, what state or province you're in,
What type of
city
business
you're in, what type of business, correct? A lot of different factors go into this. So we can't advise you on this, obviously. You need to go research this yourself. And also you should ask your accountant or lawyer what these would entail for your specific business idea.
And this is not just like let's say for like a license, it's not just like, oh, I have like a permit, for my business. It's not just that. It's like, do you have a permit? Let's say if you're an electrical company, not only does your business have to have a permit, you as like an electrician need to have some sort of license as well. So it's not just the business permit, it's you also, your licensing with yourself.
Yeah, and on top of that as well, some states and some provinces may require you to have a specific type of insurance in order to practice, and to be able to get your license and permit, you need to show that you're insured already. So there's that too.
Yep. Okay, so number 4, computer hardware and initial inventory, business cards, etc. So these are like kind of the more fun stuff in terms of like one-time software costs.
The only reason we put this in one-time costs is because the computer hardware, you're going to purchase that probably once at the beginning, and you're not going to purchase anything again for 5 years. So just think about it as a one-time cost. Initial inventory, this is the idea that you're going to start up a business with some product that you're going to sell, and initially you're going to come off and have to purchase that, and if it doesn't work out, it's a one-time cost for you.
Yeah, and also like business cards, etc., things like that. No one here is purchasing business cards monthly, right? So this is usually like a one-time cost when you set up your company. It's nice to see your company logo and your name in a business card. I mean, I still have a bunch of business cards when I started my business, and like no one gives it out now because everyone's online.
The funny thing is, we started the businesses during COVID, so the irony was you couldn't even give out business cards anyway. So we bought all these business cards, and they're sitting there.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it. I mean, this list is not exhaustive, but just so you have an idea, like you're aware these are most of the things that you're going to need.
Yeah, so just in general, you're going to be looking at spending probably anywhere between, $1,000 here to plus. I mean, it ranges. It could be massive depending on your inventory costs or your initial computer hardware costs. But just in terms of the first 3, you're thinking probably between $1,000 to $3,000.
Yeah. And obviously the computer will depend what kind of computer you're going to buy. But yeah, if we're purchasing initial inventory for, let's say, an e-commerce company, and you're buying, let's say, 15 grand to 20 grand of inventory initially in the beginning, then you can see how these costs can add up very quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, next. Hey guys, it's Arielle here from Fix My Books. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and helping my YouTube channel grow. If there are any videos you want to see on my channel, please don't hesitate to comment them down below. I always listen to your feedback. And once again, this is Arielle from Fix My Books, helping you fix your books.